For today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Youngest kid is home.
I'm back. I'm back.
Yes. He got to have
Your favorite rat is back.
He got to have adventures and stuff. And that
you know what I realized? I'm like a cockroach. I never go away.
That is not. You're always wanted here and appreciated. That's the thing. And it's one of those that sometimes when you, even if it's just for a couple of days or something like that, you can get new perspectives, and that's a healthy thing. Everybody needs experiences together, but they also need to have other experiences by themselves so that they'll have more things to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if somebody's there and they're having the same experiences...
I mean, it's more lessons to learn.
It is.
And to grow.
It is. It is. It certainly is an opportunity to grow, and you got to hear live music.
Yeah, and didn't have to pay for tickets.
Even if they did, at the very end, play Freebird. Because that is...
Oh, God. They didn't even play it right.
Oh, well, of course not.
They didn't play it right, and whoever they got to sing it didn't sing it right.
Well, yeah.
So I was like, let's dip. And
you
so
know,
we did.
since the 70s... Since the 70s...
I hate that song.
Well, like I said, I can deal with it.
But I hate that song.
I can deal with it for about 3 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And that was one of the things. That was the time of the epic guitar solos that would last for like 92 minutes, and it's like it would be the same riff for about 5, and it was just like, no.
Yeah, no, it's not fun.
No.
It gets really, that's why I hate power ballads.
It depends on the power ballad, but it's also one of those, it's like, just, this is weird. After a certain point in time, it becomes emo. It all turns into emo.
Not power ballads, that was wrong. Those solos, those really long solos, I hate.
Yeah, well.
It's like, you could cut it down like 30 seconds, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's like when I'm trying to find music for the videos here and stuff, and you've got, it's the same loop the whole way through, and it's like, no. Mm-hmm. It's like there's a difference as far as an intro, and then you've got the body of work, and then you got the outro, and some people don't get that.
No, they do not.
And those are the ones I try to avoid.
Yeah.
Unless I'm just like really, really tired. And God love him. Prayers for him. He has been really, whichever kidney stone he's moving on him this time, since Friday.
Yeah.
And he actually
started Thursday, and so it's like...
Yeah, he actually had to cut his trip short because of that.
Yeah, I was actually supposed to stay tonight over there, and I was just hurting so bad I had to come home.
Yeah, we're recording this on the evening of... is it still April? April 28th, 2024.
Yeah.
And so it's a Sunday evening.
I didn't go to bed until 4 something last night.
Oh, why? Because of the pain?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's miserable. Kidney stones are just miserable. They get to the point where you can't sit, stand, lie, curl up in a ball. Nothing. Everything hurts.
And I woke up at 9 something.
Oh.
So I didn't get that much. How many hours is that?
That's 5.
Not that many.
No, not for you. No. But I actually had a cup that I was getting ready to talk about, and kid it was not a new story. They've just dug it back up. No pun intended. No pun intended. Because that it was sensational.
So we are talking about it, okay?
Sort of,
I thought we were going to talk about this on another day.
It's alluding into. And it was about this gentleman that had a severe mental health issue.
Yeah.
And people that have severe mental health issues usually have bizarre behavior.
Mm-hmm. Very much.
And when I was telling Kid about it, and because it made me feel very empathetic towards him.
Well, yeah. Not only empathetic, but it's sympathetic as well.
Yeah. Because it's a very sad thing when you have somebody that, even if you don't know whomever, if you've ever had someone in your family that has had severe mental illnesses, which included the bizarre behavior, and going through that whole process and having to deal with people that are judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
That is so hard to navigate through that whole thing. But then it was a matter of sharing with Kid, sort of pondering and looking back, and I'm still trying to formulate, trying to get this idea into words. That's easier some days than others. As far as how mental health issues have been viewed by those who are not the recipients of them.
Yeah. People who do not know the story, the whole story.
And
or
how,
even willing to listen to that person's side.
Exactly. And as far as discussing with him, Gen Z thinks differently about these things.
Mm-hmm. Very much. Now, I'm not going to say all of them think differently, but a good portion, yeah.
And how it's interesting, and we were discussing, this was because I talk with Kid. We talk. I listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would I not? He knows what he knows. He knows what he's observed, and it's like his observations are very valid and helpful to me.
I hope. And I don't want to give like misinformation and stuff
You're
like
not.
that unintentionally or intentionally. I don't want to give.
Now, is that something? So we're just taking you down. We're taking you down our rabbit hole as it occurs.
Oh, watch out, Alice.
The fear of being mistaken, is that peculiar to you, or is that something that a lot of Gen Z go through?
Well, that's partially me, I think. But then again, I don't talk to that many people of my generation.
No, but you observe them online and social media and different things like that.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of
I think it's
mental
generational.
health concerns.
I think it's a generational issue.
And I think that part of it, as far as those of us in Gen X and stuff, worked very hard to destigmatize mental illness.
Mm. People want to be understood, but why agonize over those who aren't even willing to listen?
Well, that's where you get the old adage, never try to teach a pig to sing. It wastes your time and annoys the pig.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you have to have as far as discernment. But with these kids, and I do call them kids even though they're not kids now. I mean, my kid over here is 25 now, which is hard for me to fathom. They have had a different view of the world than we did.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the online things, the fact that you all did have access to a lot of mental health care that other generations did not. There are some that say that has helped. There are some that say that has harmed. I think that you all are still too young for us to know the true everything on that.
Yeah, because
you're still becoming. You're still growing.
Developing. We are becoming adults.
Yeah.
We are still figuring out who we are. And
Yeah.
Everybody's on a journey, and it's a learning.
It is. And that's one of the things that concerns me as far as with the internet. If somebody does a typo or misspeaks or any of this stuff, you've always got some of these people that are ready to do the Satan's job and point out someone's error.
Judge not, lest you be judged by the same judgment.
Yeah. Yeah. People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Yeah.
You know, different things like that, all kinds of different adages. And it's like, have you noticed that type thing lessening with the Gen Z folks? Is that still primarily the millennials? Some of the millennials they appear to be very angry and very judgmental. Not all of them. I'm not making generalities, folks, okay? Mm-hmm. But this is from my inner zones and some of the things I watch and the comments I'm reading.
Well, I believe those sort of people, those judgmental people, there's always, in any generation, there's going to be some of that.
Sure.
But it is becoming... I forgot my point there.
It's okay.
It's a matter of breaking generational curses.
Mm-hmm.
God knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows each and every single head on our head. The hair on our head. Head on our hair. It is flat out, it is not our place to judge others.
No, it's not. It's never been.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the problems that people are having with organized religion, because they have seen the condemnation, but they have not seen the love, which was supposed to be the primary. It is supposed to be the primary message.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Some of these people, they just make it up as they go along, and that is not what the book says.
But that judgment that people put onto others, they're falling into what the devil does. Because he is the ultimate accuser, judger. He's the one pointing out every single thing, being like, no, you shouldn't do this, no, you shouldn't do that.
So, do you think that...
Rather than listening to God, people, whether they know it or not, listen to the devil.
Sure they do.
And some people are so blinded that they can't see it.
Yeah. Do you think that Gen Z is less judgmental or more? And millennials, I'm not shitting on y'all. I'm just saying what I have observed.
I cannot give you a good answer on that. I think it varies from person to person.
Sure.
But for the most part, no. I haven't seen that as much, but it does happen quite a bit because people are fallible.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's just like, you know,
even when we say, like, sometimes even when I didn't mean to interrupt
That's
you
okay.
there, I wasn't done.
I didn't realize you weren't finished with your thought.
No, I was trying to rack my brain because this is a loaded topic, sort of, kind of.
Okay.
It varies from person to person. And sometimes it's that little voice in the back that is that judgmental voice. Everybody has that to an extent. It's just a matter of quelling that and listen to the voice of God.
Mm-hmm.
Because God loves variety.
Sure he does.
It's been all about the individual's relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
He loves each person as the individual that they are.
Sure. And respect each person's individual journey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if somebody is doing something that you know is going to hurt them or other people, that's when you sit there and go, you need to rethink that.
Mm-hmm.
This is not going to turn out the way that you're thinking that it's going to turn out.
Right.
I think that's one of the things that concerns me with I think that there are demonic forces that are all too eager to deceive and use Gen Z people, especially at that point, that young, malleable age.
I don't think it's just Gen Z, though.
Well, that's true.
I don't believe it's just Gen Z. I think that is a generational thing because they're eager to steal, kill, and destroy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No matter at what cost.
Yeah. Well, and it's if somebody does not respect themselves, they're not going to respect other people.
Right.
And that lack of understanding of personal accountability and personal responsibility, and that what we do does affect others.
Mm-hmm.
And so within that, I'm hoping that Gen Z, because you all will be the ones primarily coming of age during this, as far as the age of Aquarius, when it's just starting.
Mm-hmm.
And because that it will be about the individual and how that will affect you all, how you will affect it. And we're seeing the dying of the old guard is what it is. And it's kicking and screaming and
how this will ripple into the future as well for other generations.
Absolutely.
Because it is a ripple effect.
Sure. And that's like we were also discussing as far as AI. Mm-hmm. And how that we don't know. We're thinking with human brains how this can affect our world.
Yeah.
We have no idea as far as what we have created.
No, it's beyond our human comprehension.
Former Illuminati dude and his term of the cyber Satan, and that concerns me greatly. But I also am aware that the forces of darkness deal a whole lot in smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, because they're not that, at the end of the day, they are not that powerful.
No. This deception is their greatest tool.
Yeah. Confusion and deception.
And so it's like, when you talk to somebody that's younger, now you actually got to interact with did you get to interact with Gen Alphas over the weekend or not?
Yeah. Well, what's the oldest Gen Alpha?
Oh, that's a good question. I should have had that pulled up
14?
Let's see.
And that may be on the tail end of Gen Z. I don't know.
Let me look right quick. Like I said, I should have had that.
But I did see a little Gen Alpha. He was a baby.
Tiny.
Like, it was so... Basically a newborn. It was an adopted baby, but it was still... That's family now. And... He was just so small. It was so small and cute.
You had to see a tiny.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're saying...
One of the... I guess she's my cousin. She brought it out. She was holding it. It was like, look at it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, look at it.
Let's see. I think what they're saying here is from 2010 to 2024 is Gen Alpha. And that's...
That doesn't give me an age range. I'm not good at math.
Well, I'd have to... Today is... Well,
would they be 14?
2024.
Would they be... Would some of them be 14 at this point?
Yes.
So then, yes, I've caught the first generation Gen Alpha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If he was born in 2010, then yes, that would be 14.
Gen Alpha.
And you had a good experience with the kid.
Yeah. Yeah. He was very kind, very respectful. He gave me a hug.
Yeah. As just a good human being, regardless of age.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you were able to interact
with some of them
smoking, enough.
I didn't approve of him vaping, though. But at 14,
not your kid.
Exactly. But I did tell him, it's like, you're 14, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, well, that again, not your kid.
The parent wasn't there.
Still not your kid.
I didn't get rebuked and I didn't get
no,
rebuked by the
said it.
person that was looking after said kid.
It was a matter of...
They told them the same thing.
Well, again, personal accountability, responsibility. And
they weren't the ones buying them for them either.
Now, see, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully, and it is concerning the way that things are going in the world right now.
It is.
And it's just a matter of prayers for everybody.
I mean, it is a very tumultuous time.
Yeah. 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 And it's one of those you don't even know how to form thoughts about some of the stuff. And I think that's part of it is the brain breakingness.
Yeah. But that's one of the devil's tricks.
It is one of the devil's tricks.
Brains.
And you did one of the best things that you possibly could have done to combat that this weekend, which was be around. You had new experiences. You had fun experiences. You learned things. You were out. You went out and let your little light shine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not but I'm not going to say that I didn't quail or didn't like subdue certain parts of me during that time. But, you know, like water, you form to the environment that you're in.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a matter of emotional maturity, too.
Yeah, that's just, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Just trying to gauge, read the room.
Yes. Yes, because we're seeing so many people that are emotionally immature, regardless of what their chronological age is. And it's always a sad thing, and it takes us back to the story that we did not cover of a mental illness and those before who were older that didn't get help because of the shame and the stigma and just the attitude around it.
And some of them still are dealing with that.
Some people act like it's contagious or something. Now, as far as some of these
now the Spirit of God, yeah, that can be contagious.
What was it?
The Spirit of God.
Yeah, that's different. But we're talking about now as far as
which is a good thing.
Thoughts and trends and people being deceived. Is that contagious? Yes.
Well, that's why I very much follow what John McClane says on that. It's like trends are for the anxious. Mm-hmm. You need to find your own individuality, your own style. What do you like?
Yeah. Yeah. But there are some people that are afraid of people that have a mental health concern, almost like they're afraid that they're going to catch it.
Yeah.
Schizophrenia and stuff is not contagious, folks.
Mm-hmm. You know what is contagious? Fear.
Yes. That's a spirit.
Yes.
That's different.
It's a poisonous, vile spirit.
Mm-hmm. And we try to combat that every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Kid and I had lots of different discussions. Please don't be
I come back and I'm dead ass serious. I'm like, no, I want it to be humorous, but no, it's just, this is for me, this is a serious topic, so there's not really that much room for humor, but...
And we do talk about some serious things from time to time, and we try to give people an opportunity to think outside their bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And
certain bubbles need to be burst.
They do. They do. And you do that by communicating with people.
Mm-hmm.
And to love on people, regardless of where they're at that point in life.
Yeah.
Now, you got to have spirit discernment on that, too, because if somebody is, being violent and stuff, no. I'm not telling anybody to go out here and approach somebody that's got a mental health concern. There are trained professionals. That's their job to do that.
Listen, if it's like, let's use that schizophrenia as an example, since you brought it up. If they're having a psychosis state, a delusion, Don't feed into it.
No.
You can't feed into it. Don't antagonize them.
No, don't antagonize them at all.
You can be there as a support for them.
Well, one of the best things that you can do is honestly get a trained professional involved.
If it's to that extent, yes.
And unfortunately, they're throwing these law enforcement on this. These are not trained professionals when it comes to mental health crisis most of the time.
No. And they're like with therapists, there's a difference between a therapist and a psychologist.
Yeah. Most therapists are LCSW, which is the licensed clinical social worker, and that has to do with collegiate bullshit.
I don't even know what collegiate is.
Well, college.
College is a scam.
It is. It is.
And that's like, I was actually talking to the Gen Alpha kid, and he's like, yeah, no, I don't want to go to college and pay, go in debt and with that tuition. And it's like, legit, the best thing that you could do is get a trade.
Learn you a skill, learn you a trade,
Yeah.
Start your own business. I mean, if you can work for somebody for a while, help hone those skills and stuff. Mm-hmm. We need skilled artisans, craftsmen, all these good things. Mm-hmm. Something that you can earn a living. If you see a need that there's people that's not feeling that need, really consider going and learning how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Now, that doesn't mean that you had to give up your your hobbies or like whatever you love doing.
Yeah, you
very
can do that
much
on the
feed
side.
that. That's like, there's a stall doctor. Mm-hmm. He was a construction worker, or he was a carpenter. That's what he was. Yep. And like, he said, I do this to live, or I did this for a living, but he does the doll doctor stuff to live.
Yes. But now carpentry is its own art form.
Yeah. But he was like, it's like welding and stuff like that. It's not much.
Well, that's not carpentry. That's something else.
Well, it goes into woodworking and stuff like that. So it's a whole thing. That's what
he's building stuff.
Yeah, literally, he's building stuff.
We need people to build stuff instead of tear stuff down.
Yeah.
And we need people that actually have an artistic eye for architecture again, instead of everybody looking like everything looks like these prefab boxes.
Not even prefab,
just like
jail cells. Fuck
that's
you,
what
McDonald's.
I was gonna say.
Fuck you, McDonald's.
Exactly, because it was the same architectural design as the jail that I worked at. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that stuff is prefab. And that's what and you talk about some sensory deprivation.
It drives people insane.
Yes, it does.
And to an extent, that's what they're wanting.
Yeah. Well, it's job security. That was just like, this was the mercies of God that I had said something to somebody that was another officer, something about the mental health of the well-being of the inmates. And she's like, well, it's job security for us, ain't it? And I thought,
that's what it is for you. I'm like, you're in
you
the
cannot. Nope. So, yeah, that's what kind of level. And there's some people that they think that it's okay to do people like that because it's out of sight, out of mind. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. The way that a society treats the least is how they're going to be judged, which makes me really nervous and anxious for our nation.
I think there's going to be a turnaround.
I pray to God. I pray that there is revival.
Yeah, there's going to be revival. Things are going to change.
Yeah.
Now, it may not be all good.
Well.
But there will certainly be better.
It'll be a process.
Yeah. It'll be a change.
Yeah. So, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, at the end of the day, judge not lest you be judged.
Yeah.
By the same judgment.
Mm-hmm. You don't want that spirit on you.
No.
There's a lot of people going to be giving an account that
It's like, I have to be accountable for my actions because I have to go up against God. Like, I have to go up in front of God one day.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you ask for forgiveness, to sit there and go, that you are forgiven.
To accept totally that you are forgiven and you are loved. To accept the
forgiveness. Stop judging yourself.
That's the thing. God doesn't want us to hate ourselves. And at the end of the day, that's where a lot of this judgment comes from, is the fact that people judge themselves so harshly because they hate themselves.
And that's why I say, if our
and that pisses me off.
Well, how different would our world be?
But I understand how that happens.
If people woke up every morning and realized how loved and valued that they are.
Yeah.
That in itself would revolutionize everything. Yeah. So, if you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural,
even though this had nothing, well, it did have.
Yeah, sure, it's all spiritual. It is spiritual warfare.
Yeah,
all of it is. It's this end of an age, end of an era,
and people get pissed off when people speak this stuff.
That don't mean you stop speaking the truth.
It's truth. Exactly. It's like Jesus pissed people off.
Sure he did.
But he spoke truth.
Absolutely. When you speak truth, it does not make you popular.
No.
So, paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids. You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. It's there in the description box.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to her on BitChute and Rumble at Warlanda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Check her out on X, previously known as Twitter. Warlanda, COCWS. It is like a radio station call sign.
Was there something else? It looked like he was going to say something else there.
We upload daily. Check back in. You upload at 5 o'clock.
5:30.
I don't know. For me, it showed up for 5, but I guess it was 5.
Unless I totally screwed up.
I don't know.
BitChute, they don't have a thing where I can set the schedule.
So 5:30 every day, 5:30 a.m.
Eastern
so it's like
Standard
you can watch
Time.
So it's uploaded way early. Yeah, but it's uploaded way early in the morning.
Most of our people's in the UK.
What?
Most of our people's in the UK.
Yeah, but it's listen. For us American folk, it's uploaded way up in the morning, so you can catch it at any point during the day. And if you need to, you can always go back.
Yeah, that's no problem. And the main thing, if we get you to think or laugh, sometimes to irritate or anger even, that's not intended. If it's something that we talk about and it does irritate you, we ask you to sort of reflect within yourself.
At the end of the day, that's what it's. People lack a lot of I'm not saying all. People lack self-reflection and self-accountability.
Yeah. The main thing that we want people to know is that you are loved. And we urge everyone, please treat other people the way that you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's how we try to live daily.
Yes. But it was a good weekend.
I'm glad you're home. I'm glad you're home.
Too. Yeah.
But I'm glad that you had the experiences that you did.
The family reunion.
Not the kidney stones. I wish you didn't have the kidney stones.
That's the only sucky thing about this weekend. Yeah. And that really, I was not my usual chipper self. And God love her, Dad's girlfriend knew that. She could see that.
Well, she seems like a very kind woman.
She really is.
And I'm grateful. I'm glad that you all get along so well. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.